Hello guys and welcome back to another review of some Warcry cards. Today we will be taking a look at the Beastmen. As they are the last Chaos faction we've really got to cover, this is the only one I'm going to do in this video, and we're not going to be comparing to as we've done so far for the most part. Anyways, let's start. We've got a couple of fighter types in this one. We've got Gors, we've got Ungors, we've got Bestigor, Dragon Ogre, and Bulgors. So quite a few things to cover here, which is why I thought this would be a good one to do individually. So starting off with the Gors, maybe I should have done the Ungors first, but whatever. Let's have a look at the Gors. The Gore with Shield. He deals 1.4 damage per activation, which is very low. As you can see, that also results in a bad damage per point value. As his point cost isn't that low, but his damage really is. 2 activations to be killed, that's not horrible. For a low cost model, 2 activations is fine. That puts him at a point value of 0.03, so you can see there. His survivability for points is pretty good, though his damage really is not. The Gore with double weapons, he deals 2 damage per activation, which is already quite a significant bit better. As you can see, he's a much better damage per point value. He's also cheaper than the Gore with Shield, so this guy I think worth bringing for sure, especially since his activations to be killed is the same as the guy with Shield. So against an opponent like this with 4 attack, strength 4, damage 2-4, the shield won't be making any difference at all. So yeah, I think you're just getting a lot better point value out of the Gore with double weapons. Then we've got the Gore leader, and suddenly you're jumping up in damage by quite a bit. This is more than double the damage the Gore with double weapons can do. Still a lot more expensive as well, though. I think this guy might be 150 points or something like that. Puts him at 0.03 in terms of damage per point value. Still fine in the medium category. 4 activations to be killed as well, so a bit more survivable than his normal friends. Again, though, that has to be expected for the point value, so nothing spectacular there for this guy. He's fine. Then we've got the Ungors. There's the Ungor with Shield. He's just like the Gore with Shield, does very little damage, 1.4. That's not amazing. Yeah, 2 activations to be killed. He's not great. He's just a pretty pathetic model. The Ungor with Spear, he does a bit more damage with a higher crit rate. However, again, 1.7 is not a lot. His damage is bad. His survivability is not great. What really kind of pulls him out of the horrible, out of the horrible tier really is that he's got 2-inch range. So at least he can stay out of opponent's range while poking with the spear. So he might be a bit more survivable than the guy with shield is. Then we've got the Ungor leader, 3.1 damage. That's again not amazing. Especially for his points value, again in the lower kind of tier, not great damage per point value. 3 activations to be killed is also not much, especially for a leader, so I'd say better leave this guy at home. Then we've got the Ungor archers. They only deal 1.4 damage, but that's at range. Don't make a mistake there. So that's the same damage the guys with shields do, but at range. So definitely better this guy, in my opinion. Much more worth bringing. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day. Much more worth bringing. This kind of 0.02 damage per point value is what we see a lot of times with archers like this. So this is fine, and they are cheap, so you can bring a couple fish for crits. I think these guys are okay. Only 1 activation to be taken down though, which is very little, so things can even walk up to them and then straight slay them with 1 hit. which is a bit bad. So you really need to keep these guys safe if you're going to bring them. And then I think you're going to get your point values worth. Then we've got the Unger Archer Leader. Um, what I think is really, really bad about him is that he does the exact same amount of range damage. I think his melee damage might be a bit higher, but his range damage is the same. It's very low. So yeah, that's just pathetic. If I bring a ranged leader, I'd at least expect more ranged attacks or something, increasing my range damage. He doesn't have that, so he's in the lowest tier of damage per point value, and you guys don't see it that 0.01 very often. That's trash tier. Absolutely horrible. Not very survivable, so yeah, just leave this guy at home. He's horrible. Then we've got the Bestigors. They are a bit more elite. They've got a couple more wounds. I think it's 10 wounds on these, or even 12. 4 damage per action, so you can see that this is quite a bit higher than most of the other guys had, double what the normal double weapons do. So that's nice there. They've got a charge ability, so they can deal a bit of damage after moving, which isn't bad. So yeah, all in all, this is fine damage per point value. Again, the 2 extra woods they have are not enough to. Sorry again. They are not enough to make them very survivable. So the point value per damage output, per survivability isn't great, but yeah, I think not bad, these guys. The Bestigor leader again does 2 damage more than the normal Bestigors, even on average, which is nice. Has to be expected for his points value. I think no surprises there. He's a solid choice, but nothing spectacular. Then we've got the Dragon Ogres, and these are going to be the beefy boys, the Dragon Ogres and the Bulgors. The Dragon Ogres have 6 inches of movement, so that's very nice. As you can see, the guy with the double weapon, he's got 6.7 damage on any attack, which is nice. That's pretty high, getting close to elite tier damage there. Um, yeah, average for his points cost though. He does take 6 actions to be taken down, which is in the better category in terms of points value. So I like this guy. He's really not a bad choice, especially considering the high mobility, which is always a big factor, as you guys know. Then we've got the Dragon Ogre with Spear. He trades a bit of damage, that 0.7 damage, for an extra inch of range. So yeah, you're losing a bit of damage potential, but that extra inch of range might help you stay out of fights. Yeah, a little more defensive instead of aggressive. So if you'd rather keep your models on the field for a bit longer and so on, maybe the Ogre with Spear is the better option. Otherwise, he's exactly the same as the double weapons are. Then we've got the Dragon Ogre with Great Weapon. He is higher strength, lower attacks count than the Dragon Ogre with double weapons, and I just don't see that he's worth it. Something we've seen with many great weapons. Oftentimes they just don't compare well to the double weapons. So if we drop the toughness of the opponent to 3, we'd see that the double weapons were better. And if we increase the toughness to 6 or 5, we'll also see that the double weapons will start pulling ahead more than they are already. So I don't think the great weapon is a great choice here. Probably better off sticking with the double weapons. Although what I will say is that with Onslaught, because the damage per attack obviously is a bit higher for the great weapons than for the double weapons, so giving them Onslaught will make it so that the great weapon is at least as good as the double weapons are. But yeah, no real reason to bring these guys. Then we've got the Bulgors. There's also a Bulgor with double weapons and a great weapon Bulgor, and both of these have a leader option as well. So let's compare the double weapons and the great weapon first. Again, you can see that the double weapons, they deal 6.7 damage on average, which comes out to be very high damage per point value. What they lose in comparison to the Dragon Ogre is 1 inch of movement. However, they are a bit cheaper. So yeah, that's why they are in this category with the in the green tier and not in the yellow tier like the double weapons are. Sorry, the Dragon Ogres are. So these guys, same damage but a bit cheaper, so therefore more point efficient. Also take six actions to be taken down, so also good point efficiency there. I think these guys are probably the best fighters in the warband. Really, really good models. Um, Together with the Gors with double weapons and possibly the Unger archers. Then we've got the Bulgor with double weapons leader kind. He deals 9.3 damage per action. That is a lot of damage. That's above most elite tier in the game. Yeah, great damage per point value. 7 actions to be taken down. That is very survivable. Good point value there. So the Bulgor double weapons leader might be the best leader choice out of all of them. Then we've got the Bulgor with great weapon and his leader option. As you can see, again, same kind of issue with the Dragon Ogre's head. His damage is just a bit lower, and it's even lower than Dragon Ogre with great weapons, so he's even less worth bringing, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think the Bulgor with great weapon, just not a great choice. Leave him at home and bring the double weapons. So, if you want that extra inch of movement, probably go for the Dragon Ogre with double weapons, maybe even the spear. If you want to maximize your damage output and really get your bang for your buck, go for the Bulgars with double weapons, bring some Gors with double weapons, maybe a couple of the archers because it's just nice to have that possibility of a bit of ranged poke to maybe remove that one last wound of a model or poke down some chaff models, something like that. Not bad. Yeah, and I think that's my the way I would build this warband. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.